Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Mary and Sam show. Last week we talked about relationships, and we're continuing with that theme this week. So tell us what we're going to talk about.
All right, this is our second show. We're super excited. This week we're going to talk about the male and female energy and why it's so important in a relationship to know how to work with a male and female energy, because they are totally different in core and nature. And knowing how to work with each other is going to make a huge difference on having a fulfilling relationship that you can enjoy.
Absolutely, and thanks so much for bringing that up. So where do we start with that? You know, we know that there's male energy and female energy, and I didn't even know some of how, you were supposed to behave, and then, luckily you learn along the way. You stumble upon things. But tell us give us some examples.
Yeah, obviously, the male and female energy, it balances and creates romance. So now some people in nature, they have more of the female energy, and some people have masculine energy. So saying that if I'm a woman, I have both energies, but predominantly I could use one energy more naturally based on who I am.
Oh.
And a man they also have both energies, and predominantly a man could use either male or female energy depending on who he is.
Absolutely, and that could throw a whole monkey wrench into this whole equation if you're not using the right type of energy and knowing how to work with both types of energies, right?
Exactly. So when you know if your partner has, well, let's assume that I'm a female, you're male, obviously, and then
we'll make that assumption.
And obviously, let's say I've got a lot of female energy. Female energy is about emotion. Female energy is about love, caring, nurturing, and we want to be understood.
Sure.
Male energy, on the other side, is about logic. It's about mission, direction. They want to be appreciated, and they want to solve problems.
Just get it done.
Just get it done. So for example, if I come to you and I complain about some drama at work or something with my in-laws, and I'm just venting out. Now, I'm venting out. All I want for you to listen and just understand me, right?
That's right.
But you don't have my energy. You have your male energy. So all you want to do is solve my problem.
That's right.
Where I don't want you to solve it. All I want you to do is listen.
Things.
You like to fix things. So right there, it could create a lot of frustrations between couples, because if I say, this is what happened at work, I'm just talking, and then...
And I'm not listening.
You try, right, and you're trying to solve it, right? You're going to say, well, maybe, so if you defend that situation or you try to fix it, I'm going to get frustrated because you're what? You're messing my whole thing, my whole, this venting out emotion.
Right, and you just want to get it out because it's killing you otherwise inside.
Right. So then if you're trying to solve it, I don't want you to solve it, I'm going to probably walk away and say, you know what? You just don't get it. You don't understand.
Yep, true.
And then you could be frustrated because you're like, wait a minute, were you talking about this? Obviously, you want me to do something about it, right?
Oh, yeah. I never got the manual on how to understand women.
We're very complicated.
Definitely.
But there's a recipe, but there's a formula that we can actually, help more men out there to understand how to work with female energy.
Right. And women can also understand how to work with the male energy and be a little bit more understanding. I think the good thing about this is it's like you're going to get the cheat sheet or the cliff notes on how to make your relationship better. And that's what this whole series is about. Is how can we make our relationships better by understanding each other, and then if we can just even get a little glimpse into the insides of how things work and how we work as humans, male and female, it makes your job so much easier in the long run.
Yes.
And that relationship more fulfilling and joyful.
Yes, absolutely. So there are some tips that I'm going to give, and obviously you can share some of the tips that we've gone through in the past that we had frustrations, right?
Absolutely.
Another great example is when a woman entrepreneur is very successful and making great money, and the husband is not making as much as his wife, and that often creates a lot of conflict between them because it throws off the equilibrium. Not only about their relationships, their romance, and it's just a hierarchy of the love gets completely thrown off as well, because by nature, woman, we want man to be the provider. I know some of you may not agree with this, but this often shows up in so many different ways that clients come and they're struggling with that, because no matter how successful a woman is at work, at the end of the day, she wants her man still to be at least provide and be the savior for the day. Because if he's not, it throws off that balance.
Absolutely. And I kind of have a thought on this.
Yeah.
My thought is, that humans have evolved obviously since caveman times, but back in caveman times, we had men going out there to hunt and to come home and then protect females and women. And if your husband was not there, or your partner was not there for you, obviously the lions or the snakes or whatever would come and eat the kids, and it'd be pretty bad. So imagine if the guy that you were with at that time was not able to go out there or be a strong man.
Yes.
He couldn't really provide for you.
Yeah.
Therefore, in today's world, we don't have the same scenarios. Obviously, we're not in caves, and there's no immediate threats to us. Therefore, the only thing that's left for you as a man to prove your point is to go out there and work.
Yeah.
And when you don't do that, you're actually sending subliminal messages to the women that you're useless. And that's a big, big thing, I think.
Yeah,
So
that's a great point.
I think that, if you're the guy, and, just make sure you always make more money.
Yeah, because women, we want security, we want safety.
Absolutely.
And so when you don't have your man providing that for you, it takes that away from you.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you don't want to be the person providing and doing everything. And so it's very important to have that sense of security from your man that, okay, he's out there providing. And I think so many of us forget about that because, like you said, in today's world, the roles have changed so much.
Right.
But it hasn't, because it's still, we want our man to provide. And if men really understand this part, it's a need for women, then it keeps the relationship in good standing and keeps the romance going. Because you don't know how many people come through coaching, and people we know that they go into separate ways because a man either is not willing to provide or is not providing. And obviously there are some emotional, psychological issues why a man is not able to provide. We're not covering that on this show, but we'll cover that as well. There's a reason why someone is not able to do so.
Very good point. Okay, Mary, what about another situation?
Well, I think another situation that feels very, very familiar to me, because I used to do that, is when a woman... When a woman by nature is very strong, meaning that have a male energy, and constantly feeling like you have to tell your husband, your partner what to do, boss your partner around. I think understanding the male energy, I'm a female, I have both energies. When to use which energy is so important. I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
Because when you go to work, that's a male energy. That means you're on mission, you're on direction, you're focused, you're getting things done.
True.
And it's so important to have that. Now, when you come home, you can bring that energy home, because then I'm competing with you.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm in competition,
That's no
it
good.
Kills the romance.
That's right. Oh, man. I'm just sweating bullets right now. That's horrible. Why would you do that?
So I used to tell you before all the time what to do, boss you around, and it was not a good thing. And obviously through becoming a coach, understanding psychology and human behavior, I realized that that's actually not a good quality, and I can channel that. So I could. It's like wearing different hats. When I go to work, I become super focused and I get things done. But when I'm at home, it's like you're my savior. It's like I have to really watch myself.
I need to be the hero.
You need to be the hero.
You gotta let me play my part.
That's right. And before, I actually took that ability away from you because I constantly wanted to do everything because I wanted to be the hero all the time.
Thanks for admitting that it was your fault.
It's always my fault.
I appreciate that, you know.
And you know what? It's so amazing that after that, you start to step up and do things more because I took the back seat and then you allowed yourself to move forward and do things for us,
That's right.
which is so much nicer. Because before it was tiring. I would do everything and then I would complain that I'm doing too much.
Right.
Didn't recognize that I was the one creating that whole thing.
I know, baby.
You know, so it is so important to know if you're a woman and your core by nature, you have more male energy. I think it's really important to watch and not to boss your partner around because it's the fastest way to kill a romance is to tell your partner what to do.
All right.
Well, you know, to wrap things up, it's important to know about male and female energy. Male energy is all about logic. You know, they want to be appreciated. And it's all about direction and mission and getting things done and solving problems. And female energy is all emotion. It's all about caring, nurturing. And we want to vent out. We want to emotionally connect.
Yes.
And you know, and that's why you see in the bathrooms, the women's bathroom is always longer because we're connecting, we're talking, and it takes a lot longer. Versus you see the men's line is a lot faster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes me think about something. You know.
Yeah.
There was a genie, and I'll keep this really short for you guys. There was a guy who found a lamp, and the genie came out, poof, and he gave him one wish. He said, "What would you like?" And the guy said, "Well, I would like to get a bridge from the United States to Europe so that we could all just drive to Europe." And the genie said, "Oh my God, that's going to be so hard." And then he said, "Well, make another wish." So the guy goes, "Okay, well, genie, help me understand women." And you know what the genie said?
Yeah.
"Do you want that to be a 2-lane freeway to Europe or a 3-lane freeway to Europe? Because understanding women is going to be a lot harder than building that." So go ahead, Mary.
And I think that's why communication is so important because, you know, nobody gives us a blueprint for life and relationship. And no individual is perfect. We're all looking for happiness and we're all looking to connect. And nobody intends to get a divorce and be mad and, you know, go to different directions. People just don't find, you know, the right balance or they can't agree on things. So nobody has given us the blueprint. But these are proven facts that I've learned through coaching and, you know, through Tony Robbins' teachings. And it has worked between us and it has worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. And obviously through coaching practice, it does work between people because people tend to understand that we're different and we have different energies and how we can be not so selfish and pause because there's always two people that contribute towards a problem or a struggle.
Absolutely.
It's not always that we have to point fingers, but at times it feels like it's not me, it's somebody else. But there's always two sides to the story.
Well, you know what they say, when you point a finger, you're pointing one over that way and 4 back at you.
That is so true.
Let's just wrap it up and talk about one of the things that I've noticed a lot with male and female energy is I've noticed sometimes in our friends where the husband is a little bit more, I wouldn't say feminine, but the wife is just a little bit really gung-ho male kind of energy.
Right.
Very, very competitive. And I think that's the fastest way to kill that relationship is when your woman is competing with you consistently and wants to beat you. Well, guess what? You guys are going to beat each other into a divorce pretty quick.
Yeah, that's very true.
So what's your tip?
Well, I think it's important to know that we all have both energies, and there's nothing wrong with that because we need both energies. It balances you as a human being. You need to know when and where to use it. If you're a woman and you have more male energy, then you need to know that you need to use that at work. When you come home, let your partner be the savior. Let him have that male energy, and vice versa. right? And if you are a male and you feel like you don't have or you're not using a lot of your male energy, which it could be what? When you don't have a lot of...
Well, if you're indecisive, you can't make up your mind, you always have to go ask mama what to do, that really is a turnoff for women. You know, be strong, make decisions, and go forward. You know, I think that if you start to, well, what do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? And you can't seem to take charge,
right.
Nothing is going to be more, I think, offstanding to a woman to see a man who can't take charge and basically be the captain of the ship.
Right. I think there's a difference between collaborating over something versus constantly going to your wife and asking to make sure that it's that indecisiveness that really it doesn't sit well with women, because we want our man to take the charge and say, I got this. I'm going to take care of this. Don't worry about it. And that gives the woman that certainty that you are going to save me.
That's right.
It goes back to that caveman time.
That's right. I got your back.
All right.
All right. So tell us what we're going to talk about on our next show.
Well, on our next show, we're going to talk about how we can regain trust in our partner if the trust has been lost.
Good one. I like it. So until next time, this is the Sam and Mary Show. Please subscribe, share it on Facebook if this is something that touched you, or you think a friend of yours can actually benefit from what we're talking about. We love to hear your comments. Please write comments, and please subscribe on YouTube and share the show with your friends.
And please keep in mind that life is not perfect. We're not perfect, but this is what works for us. You have to figure out what's going to work for you and for your relationship. And all you have to do is work on it and just keep one step at a time and have no perfection.
That's right. Progress, not perfection. All right.
Till next time.
Bye.